I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. With the mower deck shoved all the way back and the cable unhooked from its mount, you can take this spring, slide it up underneath there, and hook it through. Because the belt was broken, I didn't have to release the belt retainer. But now to put the new belt on, I do. So I put a 1/2 inch socket on it. And remove the bolt. Now I can slide the deck forward and slip the belt up onto the drive pulley. Like so. Wasn't happy going, but it did go. There. Finally getting that pin in, the lifting arm linkage tied up. Now I have to put the cotter pin in it, which is another major pain in the butt. Much easier to install and remove from the right front side laying on the floor. You have to lift it up and wiggle it around until that goes in. Then you can put this second clip in. Okay, now we've got the belt on. We have the lifting linkages secured. Have to put the belt guard on, and I should be done. I'll have the front leg attached, the belt on, the belt retainer on, the clutch assembled, the new belt on the clutches. I have the cable assembled in the back, and the spring is attached to the clutch arm. Everything's ready to go. Now it's just a matter of cleaning off all these tools and testing things. came with a spin-on handle to hold this on, and I used it for the first year. Then the second year I dropped it, couldn't find it, so I was running it without it and found out that it works just fine without it. Matter of fact, it's much less trouble because this chute, despite being really one of the best chutes I've ever had, the chute does tend to plug up, especially if it's a little damp. And with that bolt on there, it's just another thing to have to take off and put back on. But leaving that, well, with the nut on there, it's just another thing to have to take off and put back on. With it off, the chute pops right off, you dump it out, put the tube back on, and away you go. Okay, let's start it up and test it. Well, the belt's replaced, the mower seems to be working just fine, and I managed to get the last little bit that it broke just before I finished. I mean, I had to get around the plum tree, just a little bit of a patch. So I got it all done. Now I go out and dump the bins and put her away in the shed, probably for another month, because we're really not getting any grass growth. I was just trying to pick up the sticks and leaves and debris. The mower works really good, but I need to have the mower up on something. The problem is not with the mower, it's with me not being able to lay down on the floor and do the work like I used to do. So I need to come up with a way to get that up about this high so I can stand up and reach in and do what I need to do and have both hands available instead of using one hand to hold myself up while I'm laying on my side and trying to reach in underneath everything to do the work. If you have anything, I'm happy it's finished. Getting the deck off was a real miserable thing too, and mostly because I was learning how to do it, so I didn't put it all back on and take it all back off again just to show you how it worked. But the main thing is you pull the 3 clips off the deck, and then you pull the 1 clip off the cable on the clutch, and then you remove remove the spring from the clutch arm. Once you've done that, you're able to pull the deck out to the left-hand side, do all the work you need to do, no problem. It is really difficult to get everything lined up, laying on the floor, trying to pick it up and hook up all those linkages with basically one hand. So I would suggest finding a way to either get it up in the air or be much younger than me and able to do that from a sit-up position, because not a thing I'm going to do really. If you have a Troy-bilt 42X, I'm very happy with this one. It's done very well. I think I damaged the belt when I hit a rock, and hitting the rock probably strained that belt and broke it, and it has just been slowly pulling apart as time goes on. There's a lot of tension on that. When the clutch is engaged, it pulls on it really hard. So I'm thinking that it just gradually took that weak spot and tore it in two. Kevlar belt should last a long, long time. And if I don't hit rocks, it's probably going to last even longer. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop it out in the comments. You know I'll read them all.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.